Hi. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
This is Jani Foldy you are now, right? Or Jani
Yes.
NightChild?
So I'm running in the industry as Jani NightChild,
Okay.
but I'm Jani Foldy.
Okay. Two names. Very important person. And do you want to introduce what you do to the camera?
Right now I'm a part-time circus performer, and I specialize on cloud swing and rope. Really, that's it.
Cool. And you've just come from work, right? Was that a gig work or was that a day job work?
A day job work. I work for the National Trust
Okay.
at Tradigo House.
I should know where that is. I don't know where that is.
Just around the corner in Newport.
What was your job before you started being a circus person?
I was a restaurant manager, yeah.
Okay.
But before that I was a chef. Yeah, I'm a bit crazy.
Yeah. And when did you start being a circus person?
About 6 years ago, when I was 25, 24 maybe.
Wow.
And it just came like really sudden. In January I took a 6-week course on silks. And then my teacher was like, why don't you go and check out Circus Space? And I did, and I loved it. And in September I was accepted to the foundation degree.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, that was still Circus Space then, wasn't it? I can't
Yeah,
remember
it
when
was Circus Space. Yeah.
And were you already in the UK when you started doing your silks class then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in the UK for about 5 years at that time.
Okay. So, Jani is from Hungary. The circus in Hungary has got a very strong classical tradition, is that right?
Yes, it's very traditional. Lots of horses. Very, like, if you want to imagine, it's like super trad, Russian, very strong, ta-da, like a pose, instead of being like a story or something. But although last year they started to become more and more storytelling.
Okay.
So there is a very famous Hungarian folktale about this kid who is a shepherd for goose.
All right.
A goose.
Yeah, a goose, geese.
A geese. And they made a storytelling circus with it. So it was pretty cool.
Was that a new company or was that one of the main companies?
Yes, it was the big circus of Budapest.
Ah.
What is a building, like a stone building, like the Roundhouse. And it only plays circus, so it's amazing.
Wow. Oh. And there's a circus school in Hungary as well.
It's more like an acrobat artist kind of school.
Okay.
What is a bit weird, because it's really like pushing circus, but a lot of people who studies gymnastics and stuff, they go there too. And you don't get a qualification or anything.
Okay.
You're gonna be like a dancer with circus skills.
So it's like a physical technique skill school. Okay.
Yeah.
I was planning some things that I was going to ask you, and then I don't know what they were. So yeah, I already asked you your name. That's good. I asked you about day job. That's good. So I kind of went a bit backwards. I wanted to ask you, like, what you remember about circus as a kid and what you've discovered since then.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah.
I think the most memorable memory, do you say it like that? Something that I definitely going to remember forever is, I think maybe I was about 4 or 5 and we went to the big circus, and there was a clown duo, and they were just amazing. They had this candle, and then they were crazy. This candle, so one of them like ate the candle, and the candle came out from its bum.
Classic.
And yeah, it was
and
just
stuck with you.
yeah.
Wow.
I was like, that's amazing. But then after that, I kind of lost connection with circus, and I really liked martial arts and dance. And the next big thing, what I was like, wow, this is really, really cool, is I went to see Varakai in London. I think it was in 2007, 2008.
Maybe. It's been here a couple of times.
Yeah. And I was going through the program, and the main guy who plays Icarus,
Yeah.
I think, is it Icarus? He is Hungarian. So I was like, oh my god, Hungarians have a chance.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of Hungarian circus connections in the UK. The Blackpool Tower Circus is run by a Hungarian family, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, it's true. But at that point, I had no idea about circus or anything. Like
You're
I
born
didn't,
into it.
yes, I didn't even know there was a university.
Yeah.
Like, and still people who asking me like a degree in circus. I'm like, yeah, go to London or just to Bristol, and then there you go.
Yeah, I think I forget because I spend so much time like talking to circus people and just knowing about circus that some people don't really have a clue what goes on still.
Sad.
Yeah, we'll show them. Yeah, because you were going to do a YouTube channel at one point.
Yeah, so oh my god, it was a long time ago, like 3 years.
Yeah, because
I
is
think-
that when we first met? You sent me an email.
I think it was in Edinburgh
Ah.
at the Fringe.
When you were doing Bianco.
Hmm.
Oh, I already planned it out that if you'd wanted a drink of water or something, I was going to give you my Bianco cup.
And then because I had a lot of like not a loads of time, but I had like 3-4 hours a day where I was like, I could actually start up something because there is such a big gap in the industry, and seeing all these different people have the knowledge and the skill, but there are missing links, I think, well, throughout my life with different industries I've seen, with all the training I got from different companies. What I really wanted to like share and push, because even in uni, I felt like, you know, there are some things what I would be more happy to have experience.
So
something like that.
What? Because I'm picking your brains now, and I wonder what sort of things I should be making videos of. And obviously, you could start your own channel, and then we won't be in competition. But if you don't start your own channel,
Yeah,
what should I be
I
making
only live
videos
around
of?
the corner, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like.
Yeah, or just branch out. We'll just have a
So,
woman.
but before the YouTube channel, I was thinking to create a magazine,
Yeah.
and I think that was the time when I contacted you. And I contacted so many people and so many different entertainment people and companies, and hardly anyone got back to me. And that's another thing what I think with circus and with general entertainment industry, we are really slack. We are really slack getting there in time, replying to messages. But you know, it can be just the generation we are in. We get so many messages on Facebook, on Twitter, on whatever, and just to reply for all of these, and then you suddenly got something on your mailbox, and you're like, yeah, whatever.
I'll do it another time, and then another time never comes. And I think as well that a lot of people they do circus or theatre or dance because they want to do something physical and active and practical, and the idea of doing the admin that goes with it, which is the business part of making a showbiz career, is not interesting. And so when there's a gap in, there's not enough producers or there's not enough administrators for the industry, then that's a problem itself.
Yeah.
How do we fix it? I was going to ask you as well about cloud swing
Cloud swing.
or rope, because you say you did both. Like, because I've seen you do your multiple strand cloud swing. I don't
Yeah.
know if it has a particular name. Multi-swing, multi-cloud.
Multi-cloud swing,
Yeah.
triple cloud swing.
Ah, yeah, that's
Um,
whatever.
you call it how you like it.
Yeah. And would you say that's your main thing, or that's just coincidence that I've seen you do that most?
No, I think that's my main thing. I spent most of my life on the 3 ropes. Yeah.
And sometimes they come apart. And
Yeah,
sometimes
sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just 1, sometimes it's 2, 3.
Bit of bin bag.
Yeah, a little bit of bin bags here and there.
Yeah. Matt, together.
Yeah.
So, how would you describe your discipline?
It's actually quite easy. It's a rope. It's a rope.
Yeah.
But instead of having 1 attachment point, it has 2. So it's like a trapeze, but without the bar.
Well, that was an easy description. Well done. Yeah. I was at a conference in Germany last week, and somebody had this very cryptic phrase they threw out: cloud swing's got an identity crisis at the moment. And then they moved on and started talking about something else, so I'm not exactly sure what they meant by that.
Identity crisis. Because maybe I have the 3 cloud swing, maybe it has a multiple
Multiple
personality disorder.
Yeah. Or, maybe because people don't know whether to take it in the direction of trapeze or vertical rope, and it's a bit between the 2. Or, I don't know. I'm
Swing
just
this way instead of that way.
Yeah. Was that a big development? Isn't
Yes,
it?
oh my god.
Controversial. Okay, so what is the best thing about doing cloud swing?
I don't know. It is really unique for me. When we were doing a choice of what we want to learn, I started with a girl, and eventually the relationship didn't work out, but we are still friends, and I spent loads of time to try to replicate something what I've seen before. So my teacher was training us really strong technique, but it wasn't a lot of moves, tricks, it wasn't a lot of movement, it was more like strength training, and it was really pushing me to.
What has been the hardest part of learning cloud swing?
The hardest part? When I was in Circus space, I was studying static cloud, and that I found that really difficult just to learn in that environment.
Does that just mean it's a different type of rigging points that you can't swing on it, or?
Yes. Static is just, it doesn't move. It's just there. It's like a trapeze or a rope. But I got the traineeship with Norfolk State, and the director Firenze really wanted me to do some semi-balance, so just kicking on the floor. What was okay. And then Freya, who was the cloud swinger for the show, she left because of her personal reasons. And there was an audition put up for cloud swingers, and at that point I haven't done any cloud swing, swing in. And I was like, I really want to go and apply for it. So I asked the producer, and he was like, yeah, sure, you can go for the audition. It's in 2 weeks. I know, and some people train for this for 3 years, and they still can't get a job. So I was like, oh my god, what have I done? So I was training 3 or 4 times a day for the 2 weeks. I was absolutely destroyed by the end. And no technique or anything. I was pushing for tricks. So I was doing the push, and no tempos or anything. I was just going trick. Okay, this is the timing. I have to learn this timing for this trick.
And did you have somebody coaching you, or you were doing
Yes,
it on your own?
I was really lucky because Eric McGill, he was coaching me. Linda Mary was coaching me. Freya came and did a couple of sessions with me, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm like the luckiest class finger ever in the whole world. So in 2 weeks I learned all this stuff, and the director was like, that was actually pretty good. So what if you're gonna do the swinging after your static act? I was like, oh my god.
Wow.
Whoa.
And it's a particular type of creative working with Forenza for the No Fit State shows, isn't it? So
Yes.
the fact that you'd already been part of that company and knew her working methods, do you think that makes a difference?
I think it does. Although I think I upset her once really badly because it was only a joke, Firenze. If you're watching this, it was a joke.
Are you allowed to tell us what happened?
Yes, she asked me if I could hula hoop, and I said no. But as a joke. And she was really upset because she said, if you're an artist, you would do anything.
I upset Forenza once because I was working at the bar in the tent during the Taboo tour, and the till got stuck, and then it pinged.
Bing, bing. I know.
And it wasn't me.
that
I didn't. I got very evil glances and stern words. Yeah. So we're both upset, Forenza. Sorry, Forenza. What is the most common injury or ailment suffered by people who practice cloud swing?
There are lots of things what can happen. I think the most common is shoulders. I think. I had a lot of pain because you are controlling a lot with the back minors, I think, and it pulls your body forward.
It's like me
So
when
you
I
have
sit at my laptop.
Yeah, exactly. And it does strain you. And I know a lot of people with low back problems. Impact. I don't know. But it's a lot on the shoulders for sure. If you are swinging, timing, if you're out of time, you can get all sorts of injuries like broken fingers, dislocations, practicing pirouettes, lots of muscles around your tummy because you're twisting.
So it's not the sort of thing you can practice on your own then?
You can practice. You can practice on your own.
But you need somebody to teach you the timings and things.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
If you are swinging, you would definitely should get a really good coach who knows how to lunge. It's very different from flying trapeze. It's a much longer swing. You are swinging for, if you're training for like 45 minutes, an hour, and on flying trapeze your swing is 15 seconds, and then you come off, and then the next person go up. So
I forgot because there was like an open day or something at No Fit State, and I came and had like flying trapeze taster session, and you were the one who sent us all up.
oh, okay.
So do you perform flying trapeze as well, or you teach it at the school, or is that just?
I did petit volant at Circus space it was like a complementary training.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay. It wasn't really complementary because every aerialist had to do it, even who hated it, they had to do it. But after that, after I graduated, just before I graduated, I was a catcher and pulling lines and everything for the gorilla circus.
Ah, okay.
So I learned most of my technique and lunging timing and everything with them. And then when I got into No Fit State, AD was training me quite a lot. and I was swinging then and teaching at the same time. My first day at Novi State was teaching flying trapeze.
We can like throw you in at the deep end.
Yes.
Okay, what is the biggest crowd pleaser in your discipline?
On static, probably the neck hang. Another good one is a really easy trick. Is just forward rolls in a catches. It's like the easiest thing you can do, and they're like, "Oh my god, you did 5 rolls!" Another thing, what I think is quite good with the 3 cloud swings, making different shapes, like a cat's cradle.
Mm-hmm.
People really like that. They always remember. They always remember. Oh, you did like 4 shapes, and it was amazing. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. And then, what would you say is the hardest trick anyone could do in your discipline?
Probably pirouettes. I mean, with pirouettes you have to train quite a lot to understand the timing and the shape, because your body has to be really straight and it's coming from the toes.
So I know what a pirouette is in ballet, which is obviously you're standing on the floor on
Yes.
one foot and you spin.
Yeah.
In a cloud swing pirouette, are you on your foot on the swing, or are you inverted, or what's?
You can do it in a lot of different ways.
Okay.
But it's the movement of moving from the nothing. I think that's the difficult bit.
Mm-hmm.
To be in the air, and you have to twist then, because if you twist too early, then you don't have the right force. The cloud swing can tangle up, and it's the same with other swinging disciplines.
What is the most painful thing about doing cloud swing?
Ooh,
Circus hurts.
Circus does hurt. I don't know. So when you are swinging, I think the most painful can be if you don't wear gaiters and you do like a throw out or throw out, pain. Without gaiters, pain, like really. Ow. Although it's not as painful if you're doing it at the right time, with the right direction, with the right but
Does that mean hitting at the right point of the swing?
yeah, so you really have to, when you're swinging, you're gonna feel the timing more and more. But like when we were doing Bianco in London in October, I haven't trained for about 3 months. That's a long time. That's a long time for a swinger to not to train. And to go back to the level where I was, that was really painful, because I'm swinging without gaiters. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it without gaiters. And I did my first throw out, and I was just like hanging upside down for 2 minutes, being like, I can't do this, it's too painful.
So, was it your choice not to wear gaiters in that show? Were you trying to push yourself?
I did wear gaiters in the beginning, but they were so annoying, and I was wearing them for a long time, and after a while I was like, there is not much point to wear these anymore, because I don't really feel it. So I tried it one day, and I was like, it's
a bit different when you're doing it every day than when you've skipped 3 months.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
So why did you not train in those 3 months? You're just
Lazy.
I've got a holiday, I'm going to use it.
No, it's just being lazy.
Fair enough.
A bit uninspired at the moment, for about a couple of months now.
What about your new thing for Glastonbury?
That was exciting
Yeah.
for me, and I think lots of people got the message what I was trying to interpret, but it's like more like I had so much plastic bags that it wasn't really, you didn't have to think about it much, because you just be like, oh my god, he's a plastic bag, man.
Message.
Yeah, there you go. Don't use plastic.
And is this something then you're going to try and like sell as an act to go into other shows, or what's your next plan?
I don't think so, but I'm planning to create a little show as like me as a producer and director and everything, but it's apparently really difficult, but I will prove it it's not that difficult. Although I don't have any money, and it's really difficult to get the arts funding at the moment, so I was trying to push it, you know, like if anyone wants to help me to create this video for the Arts Council, but it's not so successful at the moment. But this show would be about environmental challenges, protecting the environment, explaining this with art. So it wouldn't be just circus, it would be a little bit of dance, a little bit of theatre.
And would it be incorporating your plastic bag thing, or
Yes,
yeah?
yes, I would like that.
Yeah.
But you know, if you are all the everything what is involved with the show creation, then it might not gonna happen. So
If anybody is watching and wants to help out the creation of a new environmentally conscious circus show, get in touch with Jani. We'll put the links and contact details in the description box.
yeah,
and then,
that would be amazing.
Yeah. What performers do you look up to in your discipline, and why?
Dun dun dun! The $1 million question.
Yes. So we give a shout out.
Inspirations.
Yes.
There are lots of people who are amazing.
I do the Oscar speech now. My mum and my gran.
Yes. And my dog.
That would be a good act, wouldn't it? Cloud swinging dog.
Yeah, maybe a clown swing and rats. I really want rats. I don't know why. I just want rats. I want to train them, hug them, nose kiss them.
That would be good. Rats like ropes.
Yeah, they do.
Be like ship themed and stuff.
Mm.
Okay. After you've done your ecological one, then your next one can be rats on a ship.
Yeah. I did a pilot on clown swing.
Have you?
Have you seen the pictures?
I don't think so. I've seen you being a merman.
It was so stupid. Oh my god! It was with a Panto company, and we were in the Middle East, and we were doing like Pirates from the Caribbean.
Right.
Copyright. But it was so funny. I think that was the most enjoyable performance I ever done. It was so funny. It's too good.
What was the most enjoyable thing about it?
Just to be stupid.
Okay.
Yeah, we were like stupid pirates, like stupid pirates.
And how did the kind of stupidness of your character match with the choreography that you had planned on the cloud?
So my character was Flint, and all the pirates were looking for the key, okay? And the setup for this performance, I had 2 static ropes and the 3 clouds in the middle, and the key was on top of one of the keys. No, sorry, the key was on top of one of the ropes. That's the one. And instead of just climbing up the rope and get the key, I climbed up one of the ropes, transferred up to the cloud swing, and always try to, you know, like catch, but I fall. And then I did a trick, and then I try to catch again, but I fall again, and it was always just like falling down even more and more, and I was like trying to reach it, but it just didn't. It was too far.
The key.
But it was good. It was a really good performance. I mean, not as I was really good, but it was just so good. The whole experience of that was amazing. Yes,
How did you get pirates? Rats.
Rats.
Dogs. Your dog. Dog on a cloud swing.
Yeah, I think watching Freya. She is so beautiful on the cloud. That was a really good inspiration. Seeing her in the show every day. singing for her. I was singing the same song, but eventually the people who I was working with in the next couple of years, they were singing for me. But I think Freya is a really good inspiration for me. In uni, I had a crush on Lindo, and he was a really good inspiration. And you know, with him helping me, although I'm a really bad student, I'm really
Well, if you've got a crush on your teacher, it's kind of handy to be a bad student, right? You get more training time.
Yeah. Although after a while he was like, "Oh my god, just get on with it, man. Just get on with it." I'm like, "Okay, sorry." So after every training, I have to give him a hug because I'm like, "I'm so sorry, I'm stupid." There are a couple of people who does cloud swing, and they are absolutely brilliant. I never met them in real life, but they are on YouTube. One of them is Pierre-Luc.
Okay.
He's graduated from Montreal. I think he's an air steward now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So he had his cloud swing career and then went elsewhere.
Yeah. It was more like I don't really know the whole story, but it was something like he graduated and then he just didn't really found it. And then who else? There is a girl who just graduated from. I'm not really sure where she studied. Sorry. She just graduated not long ago, and she's pretty brilliant.
So where have you seen her work? Has it been on YouTube or how did you?
Yes, someone sent me a video on Facebook from her work. Her work is on Vimeo, and she's pretty good.
Easy ones last. She says, "What's your favourite thing about Circus?"
At the moment, not many things.
Oh.
Okay, my favorite things about Circus. I really, really like Circus because it's very eccentric, I think. Everyone is crazy. And I'm crazy, so it's
You
like
come
home.
across just so
it's
normal.
like home. But yeah, I think my favorite thing in Circus is the craziness. It's just to be mental, like stupid.
In a non-politically incorrect way. Yeah, but they're eccentric. Okay, and what is your least favourite thing about Circus?
It's not with everyone, but I don't like when someone is like, "Oh, I'm a circus performer," and I'm sorry, I just don't like you. If you are like that.
Is there a lot of that? I don't
Yeah,
think
there
there's
is
not
like
much of that. But...
It's the who is the guy? Maybe I found that in a lot of training space that it's not always very confrontational.
Confrontational?
But I find that with a lot of people like, "Oh, he didn't give me that job because I don't even understand why, because I'm so good. I'm so good." And I'm just like, okay.
But other people are
Next.
also good, and you might not be the right fit for this job or this company or this person.
And I just don't like it, and I definitely don't like it. Although it might be just a delusion, it might be just me being paranoid. When you go into a new training space, and the people are like checking you out, like, "Oh yeah, oh his technique is pretty bad." I'm like, can we just be friends? And just be like, "Yeah, cool, maybe that's your style, and should we try my style?" Or I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting, because I never really trained properly anything myself. I've never kind of reached a point where I see that competitiveness, I suppose.
I think there is lots of competitiveness in certain disciplines. So if you're doing cloud swing, there is not much. It's pretty chilled. It's like friends. But yeah, like if you're doing like, I don't know, cereal or rope or something like that, what is very common at the moment, then people can be like, don't talk to me.
But there must be more cloud swing performers than serial performers, right? Even though serials suddenly got popular.
No,
No?
I don't think so, because it's like cloud swing or all swinging discipline, they need so much space. So there is not many venue where you can do it. Or even if you can do it, you have to book the space, organize your whole thing, get a lunger. So most of the times you have to pay for your lunger. Because you know it's like almost like a training, or you swap. So you train, your lunger do the safety for you, and then you train with. So your lunger trains, and then you do the training.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh my god. So yeah, you swap roles.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to pay and all this thing. But it's people don't like you because you just take up so much space, and you're like, excuse me, I'm swinging.
We could have 5 beginner static trapeze classes in here right now, and you're taking up all our space.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
Okay.
pretty difficult, I would say. It's yeah, you just don't have the facilities.
Okay, cool. Well, that reaches the end of my questions. Yay!
But you're really good.
Oh, thanks. You're a really good interviewee too. Okay, well, thanks very much for coming and sitting on my green sofa, Jani. And
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'll let you know when the video goes online, and then we'll get lots of likes.
Cool. Yeah,
And
like.
spread the word about cloud swing
And share it.
and share it.
Sharing is caring.
Thanks. Bye.
See ya.